Now, first, before we start developing our serverless applications, let's talk about function as a service. And function as a service is a compute in the world of serverless that allows us to run arbitrary code. If we want to use function as a service, we need to split our application into small functions and deploy them to a cloud provider to execute them. Function as a service is also event-driven, which means that our functions are executed in reaction to some events that come in from the outside world. If we use function as a service, we only pay per invocation. So if a user is invoking our function, then we will pay for this invocation. If nobody is invoking our functions, then we don't pay for it. And this is all that we need to take care of. The rest is handled by a cloud provider. So provisioning servers, scaling up and down, reliability, auto-scaling, managing servers, installing updates, all of that is taken care of by a cloud provider. Now, here is a 10,000 feet overview of function as a service. To run a function in a cloud, we need to deploy a code to a cloud provider, and then we need to connect it to an event source. When this event source is producing an event, this event is sent to our function, and this function can run its code and access other resources such as databases, other services, and so on. But the question is, what can be an event source for our function? And AWS alone provides around 40 different event sources, so we can't cover all of them on one slide. But I'll just show you the most common and the most interesting event sources that you can use. For example, one of them that we will use extensively in this course is we can send an event to our function every time a user is sending an HTTP request to our service. This request will be converted into an event and sent to our function for processing. Another event can be sent to our function when a user is uploading a file, so we can react to it. We can also attach our functions to queues and data streams to process incoming data in real time. And the last event that we will discuss here is Amazon Alexa. And Amazon Alexa is a cloud-based voice service. And if we attach our function to Amazon Alexa, our function can be executed when a user gives a voice command. Now, our functions can just run in a vacuum. They can use outside resources when they're called. Lambda functions can use resources like databases. They can call other functions. They can send emails. They can call other services that we've discussed a few slides before. And they can just call HTTP APIs. So this is just pretty much a normal code that can be executed when something happens in the outside world. Now, you can build pretty much anything with function as a service, but there are a number of use cases for which function as a service suited the most. One of them is building mobile and web backends, so we can develop websites or backends for our applications using functions as a service. Another popular use case is real-time streaming. We can attach our functions to real-time event sources, and our functions will be executed when a next message or a next event is added to a queue. They can be used for file processing. Our functions can be executed when a new file is uploaded, and they can react to this event. They can look at the file, process this file, create a new file, and so on. And another very popular use case that most companies are usually start with is called services glue. And what this means is that we can automate operations in our environment. For example, if one service generates an event, Lambda functions can interact with other services accordingly to implement some business logic. So, for example, we can send a Slack notification when a host is terminated. So, for example, we can send a Slack notification when an EC2 machine is terminated. Now, at this stage, we need to discuss what sort of code we can run using functions as a service. And the full list of languages we can use depends on a cloud provider that you prefer. And in this particular course, I will just discuss what you can do with AWS Lambda. In case if you use AWS Lambda, you can use Node.js, and you can use versions 6, 8, and 10 that was added recently. You can use Python. You can use Ruby. You can use Java. You can use JVM. You can use Go, .NET, and you can even bring your own environment. And believe it or not, at the moment, somebody is developing a Lambda environment for COBOL programming language.